it's Liz here with Moji and Marie from the Feminist Buzzkills Live Pod. Check out the highlights from this week's episode.
This is crazy too, because you're like, oh, legislatures who have the time to redefine medical care, they should also maybe have time to like think about what their living constituents would need. That would just be a logical assumption for me. Mm-hmm. You would be wrong when you were talking about Idaho. In this week's lesson in
Idaho.
Idaho. No, Idaho.
Idaho, you are all hoes, and we will strike you and smite you.
But what it was like to deal with like customers, and that's just not a thing when you think of porn. It's so personal, and so to think that there was another step before you could get to it, and it was just some wisecracking person behind the counter. You know
Did
what
people
I mean?
ask explicitly for what they want? Like, I'm looking for a threesome,
Yes.
Black people with
Yes.
hairy bushes.
Yes, absolutely.
For me, the whole inspiration was this kind of paradigm shift that abortion medication didn't need to be handed to a patient in a doctor's office. In the film that I made in 2014, I was embedded in Hope Clinic in Illinois, and I saw firsthand like the gauntlet of protesters that people had to pass through to access care, and just all the hoops and then only to like sit in the doctor's office if they chose a medication option to be handed the pills by a doctor, and basically to go home and self-manage their abortions. But even then, I didn't quite really get how powerful it would be to one day really shift the paradigm that this really wasn't something that needed to be so medicalized and managed, and that folks maybe could be trusted to, handle it themselves.
Feminist Buzzkills, the podcast from Abortion Access Front. New episodes drop Friday. Listen, subscribe, give us 5 stars.